Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, April 27th through Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Angel Tarot cards by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Messages from the Light deck by Joyce Huntington. Just a reminder that this week's weekly reading brings us into a new month, the month of May, so be sure to also go onto my YouTube channel and watch May's monthly angel card reading to get an overview of the month's energy, the astrological highlights, as well as messages from our angels and guides. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at our stones of choice for this week. The first stone of choice is red calcite. And red calcite is a stone that helps to increase your physical energy level and your willingness to experience life. It has a nice grounding effect with the base chakra, the root chakra significance, and it also helps for emotional issues, deep emotional issues, emotional healing. Your second stone of choice is blue chalcedony, and blue chalcedony is very calming and soothing. It helps to promote peace and joy. It helps to relieve one of all types of negative emotions, and it also brings a nice soothing, healing quality to the body. And then your last stone of choice is beautiful purple sugilite. And the sugilite is a stone that helps to release us from worries and stress. It helps to bring us peace of mind and emotional healing. And it is also known as the stone of forgiveness. So again, your stones of choice for the week are the red calcite, the blue chalcedony, or the purple sugilite. So let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the week. We start out on Monday, the 27th of April, of course, we're still in April, so Monday the 27th of April, we have Mercury moving out of the sign of Aries and into the sign of Taurus. So Mercury now joins the sun in this earthly, practical, grounded, down-to-earth kind of sign. Now Mercury rules our mental body, our thoughts, our ideas, our communications, and this is going to have a much more, again, grounding or practical effect as Mercury moves into this sign for approximately the next 3 weeks. So communications are more practical. There might be a shift of focus within our thoughts and ideas and even what we communicate about that relates to Taurus things. And Taurus rules our personal resources, which includes money and finances. And I know that that's heavily on a lot of people's minds right now. So again, the sun has already moved into Taurus as of last week, and now we have Mercury moving into Taurus. So there's more of an energy here that's relating to work and effort, determination, perseverance, taking things kind of step by step, a step-by-step approach. Again, money, finances, and personal resources seems to be highlighted. But as we move into Tuesday, the 28th of April, Mercury, just newly in Taurus, is now challenging Saturn, which has recently gone into the sign of Aquarius. And Saturn right now is moving very, very slowly. In fact, it's almost at a standstill because next month, Saturn is going to get ready to turn to retrograde motion. So it's hanging out at 1 degree of Aquarius. And by Tuesday, the 28th, because Mercury moves so quickly, Mercury also is going to be at 1 degree of Taurus in this connection called, again, a square aspect, which is a challenging aspect. And so this is going to, I think, delay some information or delay messages or delay communications coming to us since Mercury rules all of these things dealing with the mental realm. Saturn's going to have this restrictive, limiting, delay kind of effect. happening. And because Saturn is slowing down to turn retrograde, it's also starting to intensify Saturn's energies right now. This feeling of being in a lull, this feeling of nothing moving forward, this feeling of, again, being maybe limited or restrictive. Now, the opposite side, or the positive side of Saturn, is that he's a planet that deals with maturity, responsibility, correct timing, karmic rebalancing or cleansing, and restructuring. But again, because this is a challenging aspect for Mercury and Saturn, we might see some of those less than positive things. Again, mostly to me, I think that if you're waiting for some sort of information or communication to come in, it's going to have maybe a delayed effect, or there's going to be maybe challenges or issues in our communications with others in general. And since it's in Taurus, I mean Mercury that is, Mercury's in Taurus, there might be some sort of challenging communication or information, if you will, regarding our money and finances. Now, as we get to Thursday, however, Thursday, which is April 30th, Mercury has now moved on to connect with Uranus, because Uranus is in Taurus as well. And Mercury with Uranus is going to break something free. So whatever it was that we were waiting on, whatever is delayed back there on Monday and Tuesday with Mercury going into Taurus and connecting by square to Saturn, by the time we get to Thursday, and maybe we'll even feel this on Wednesday, and perhaps even the day after on Friday, right around Thursday, give or take a day, we're going to have this energy kind of break loose, break free. Uranus is known as the Great Awakener, and he's going to awaken, if you will, some of that energy, awaken these messages. So whatever it was we were waiting on can come through, or we might have some sort of surprise message, communication, or information regarding our money and finances, or regarding projects that we're working on, or regarding any other area of our lives. Mercury connecting to Uranus can also be an energy where, rather than Saturn feeling limited and restricted with our communication, Mercury with Uranus is now very knee-jerk reacting. It's more free-flowing, sometimes without censor or sometimes without thinking things through. Mercury connecting with Uranus is going to just kind of come out with it, basically. So just watch that people might be saying saying something without thinking things through. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad, but people will be much more free with their speech, much more free with their words. And perhaps too, this is about networking or information or communications with other people that deals with networking regarding a project, or networking regarding some sort of a group endeavor with a common goal in mind, because Uranus rules all of that too. Uranus is the natural ruler of Aquarius energy, and that vibration says, what can we do as a group to help humanity, to support humanity in some way, shape, or form? So there might be some very positive networking and interactions going on as well. Again, the idea of Mercury being in Taurus, there might be some sort of news or sudden information that comes through regarding money or finances as well around that time. And then on Sunday, which is now we're into May, Sunday, May 3rd, we have Venus in Gemini, and it's challenging or squaring Neptune in Pisces. Now, Venus rules the divine feminine. Venus rules relationships, partnerships. Venus does rule money and finances as well. And right now it's in mutable, changeable Gemini. Gemini likes to communicate. Gemini likes information. Gemini likes logic. But Gemini can sometimes vacillate and be all over the place. And so just with Venus and Gemini, there might be dualities going on, more than one source of income, more than one relationship matter happening at the same time. And now with it in a challenging aspect to Neptune, and Neptune, although it is the planet of magic and spiritual energy or spirituality or the spiritual realms, it is a challenging aspect. A square is a challenging aspect. So on the other side of things, Neptune also rules illusion, confusion, and delusion. He's in his home sign of Pisces, and Pisces also is a mutable, changeable sign. So I want to say that with Venus connecting with Neptune, and they're both in mutable signs, we might be confused regarding something. We might have more than one choice or opportunity. Maybe there's a decision to make about money matters. Maybe there's a decision to make about other types of matters. Maybe there's a decision to make about relationship matters. Maybe there's information coming in from various sources and we don't know what to believe or what's real. That can also happen with the Neptunian influence as well. So just know that there is some confusion here, and also Venus is going to start slowing down. It's already starting to slow down because she's also going to turn to retrograde motion in May. We actually have a lot of planets just before mid-May that are going to be turning to retrograde motion. So that's going to be a very interesting energy in and of itself, which I'll talk about in the monthly angel card reading for May. But with Venus starting to slow down, again, that's going to intensify her energies and intensify this vacillating, confused, back and forth sort of energy dynamic that she might be in as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides and see what they have to say for us this week. Now, the first card came out as 2, so let's go ahead and take a look at the first of those 2 cards. Okay, we have the 5 of Earth. And the number 5 numerologically is usually kind of a chaotic, sporadic, changeable kind of energy. It can be about freedom, but it can be about a lot of things happening at once. And typically when you have the 5s in the tarot deck, this is like the 5 of Pentacles or the 5 of Discs in the traditional tarot. This is usually talking about either a lot of things happening on the material realm level, or that there's some sort of confusion and chaos on the material realm level, meaning with money, finances, career, job, etc. The message at the bottom here says, fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment, or I'll even say uncertain employment. And we know that that's happening all over the world. There's a lot of unknowns right now with everything going on with the coronavirus having shut down businesses and countries on lockdown, and we're supposed to stay close to home if it all go out of our home. I know a lot of countries are very much more sequestered to their homes than we are here in the United States. But still in all, there's a lot of limitations and restrictions. And there's a lot of, that kind of 5 energy of feeling antsy and feeling like I want to break free and break loose and do something. And although here again, this is talking about the material aspects of life. So unknowns with job, money, finances, chaotic conditions with job, money, finances, having again the unknown, having those fears, the anxieties. The number 5 can be a lot about our fears and anxieties on the ego kind of level. So here again, we have some things that are not quite grounded or focused or clear on those levels. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card to gain more information. I'm turning over the next card here. Okay, we have the 9 of Air. And this is the sword suit in the traditional tarot. So this is like the 9 of Swords. And the sword suit is the mental realm, right? The swords rules the mind, our thoughts, our ideas, our communications, the mental realm. And a lot of times those sword cards, except for maybe a couple of them, are sometimes a little challenging because again, we're dealing with the ego mind and we're dealing with the anxieties and fears of the ego. Number 9 of Air here says at the bottom, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and having sleepless nights. The number 9 in numerology, although it is a wonderful number of creative and artistic endeavors and humanitarian energies and forgiveness and compassion and unconditional love, the number 9 also is the last of the single-digit numbers. So here we're talking about perhaps a conclusion to something, an end to something, and it could very well be a conclusion or end to a way of thinking or a way of believing, but it also could be some sort of ending or conclusion regarding some of these things that we've been thinking about and contemplating and dealing with since especially it comes out with the 5 of Earth. So again, we're dealing with our job, our career, our life path, destiny path in general, money, finances, personal resources, and other things in our day-to-day life that are right now in this area of the unknown. So, again, this says that we're expecting the worst because, again, it's in our, we're in our heads. We're in our heads too much. So if we can step outside of the mental realm or the lower mental body, and we can step into the higher mental body, which is more in this place of trust and faith and looking at things from a different perspective or shifting our belief systems, then we can release and let go of this idea of thinking about or believing or expecting the worst. Really, this card is asking you to not expect the worst, right? To trust and have faith, which the number 9 numerologically is about trust and faith, that connection to the spiritual realm and just going with the flow and knowing that you're being divinely guided and protected as things are unfolding. So both the number 5 with the 5 of earth and the number 9 here with the 9 of air, both of those numbers can have an unfocused or not very grounding effect here. So, with that Venus and Gemini connecting with Neptune and Pisces later in the week, even with Mercury connecting with Uranus, can be a little bit, again, ungrounding and confusing, to say the least. But let's go ahead and take a look at the next card here and see how things continue to unfold. Okay, we have the 6 of fire. The 6 of fire is a very positive card. The number 6 is a very balanced number. It creates an as above, so below kind of energy to it. If you think about the Star of David being a 6-sided geometric shape, or 2 pyramids or 2 triangles, one pointing upwards, the other one pointing downwards as they're intersecting. That's the same, again, kind of same Star of David sort of shape here, which the number 6 relates to. So it's as above, so below, balancing the feminine and the masculine, balancing your inner world and your outer world. This is a fire element card, so we're dealing with creativity and energy, creative self-expression, and it's the spiritual realm. It's the Wands suit in the traditional tarot. So this is like the 6 of Wands, the 6 of fire. This card has a very positive meaning, however. It says victory, good news is on the way, and then it says public recognition or awards. And I would add to that, public recognitions and awards, I would add to that spiritual blessings. So there could be some sort of spiritual blessings that you haven't yet seen. There could be spiritual blessings coming perhaps in the middle of the week when Mercury connects with Uranus and brings some sort of sudden and unexpected message or communication your way. This is a good indication that something positive is happening here. And it could be definitely happening with that particular aspect. It could be something that's forthcoming a little bit later as we even move into May. When things kind of shift and start to unfold. I feel like though that the Mercury connecting with Uranus could bring us some positive, surprising news. And let's not forget that Venus connecting with Neptune, even though it's a challenging square aspect, Neptune is still a very magical spiritual planet, and Venus is known as a planet of blessings herself. So this could bring in some sort of magical, positive blessing of some sort of abundance and prosperity, whether it be financial or in some other way, shape, or form. But there could be something positive here that's coming in, something positive happening. Okay, let's take a look at the last card. Okay, we have another fire card, but this one is the 5 of fire. This is like the 5 of wands in the traditional tarot. And again, we're back to that 5 energy, which is a little chaotic and ungrounded and unfocused and unpredictable, I might add as well. Excuse me. And the message at the bottom of this says competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. So, we could have some challenging communications this week with Mercury, the planet of communications, first in a challenging aspect to Saturn and then in a connection with Uranus. We could also have some difficult interactions, unfocused, ungrounded interactions, unknown interactions with others because of that Venus square Neptune. Venus is in Gemini, and Gemini is the sign that Mercury naturally rules. So Gemini is all about our thoughts, our ideas, and our communications anyway. And since Venus is about relationships, this could be a lot of communications with other people. within relationship, and whether it's romantic or family or friendship or business or career, these relationship communications could be, again, a little bit uncertain. Again, it could bring in some confusion to where you really need to be clear of what it is that you're saying first before you say it, and then perhaps reiterating what you're saying so somebody else doesn't have a misunderstanding. And the same for when you're being communicated to. If there's an opportunity to clarify what you hear the other person saying, I would definitely do so that everything is clear, the cards are on the table, and you're understanding exactly what it is that they're trying to let you know. Excuse me. So with the 2 5s here, you can have a little bit of expect the unexpected going on here. And with the 5s and the 9, especially this week, I would say do what you can to stay grounded, focused, centered, which to me would involve walks in nature. And that Taurus energy loves to kind of get out in nature and see things of beauty. I would say, quieting the mind, doing something relaxing, doing a meditation to help to kind of ground some of these somewhat chaotic energies that seem to be showing up this week. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. And your first stone of choice, if anybody chose the, what was that? It was the red calcite. So I'm just going to be quiet for a couple seconds here and close my eyes and shuffle. Asking for red calcite. Red calcite. The one that's touching the bottom here for me, since I shuffled, has been kind of calling me. So I'm going to choose this card for red calcite people. I'm sorry. I don't want to put it off camera, but I'm trying to set the rest of the deck down. Okay, forgiveness is what this card says. So there's a need for forgiveness this week as a message for red calcite people. And they're talking about red calcite relating to the root chakra, which relates to our sense of security. So whether it's self-forgiveness, if there's some sort of self-forgiveness where you need to forgive yourself for something you did or didn't do, or an action you didn't take or that you did take that perhaps didn't turn out to be as positive as expected, I feel like it has something to do with your inner sense of security or stability. And that could include financial stability or security as well. So they're saying to forgive yourself. It's okay, whatever it was that happened or didn't happen, it's okay. You don't need to beat up on yourself. You don't need to hold on to anything. Let it go. And I feel like for some of you, this might have been, I should have done something in regards to my finances earlier or followed up on something, and now it's, seemingly too late, or I can't now, or the deadline's passed, or whatever it might be. So they're saying, you're being helped, guided. Your angels and guides are assisting you no matter what's going on. So have that forgiveness in your heart for whatever you feel like you should have done or could have done and maybe didn't do. Also, again, have forgiveness for other people. Again, relationships are highly stressed right now because all of our lives are in an unknown state, and some people are working from home, and some people maybe have lost their jobs, and people are even having to stay closer to home, even if they are still able to go out and work. And so tensions are high right now because of all the unknowns, and we may have maybe acted out, in not the most positive way with a friend or a family member or a significant other. And this is saying that you need to offer that forgiveness to that other person. Let's say they did something, they acted out, or they were stressed and said something that they didn't mean to. Offer that forgiveness to them. And if you did something as well, to say you're sorry, ask for that forgiveness. Have a deep kind of clear conversation about what happened and about the fact that everybody's on edge. But the whole idea here is to not hold on to any negativity, not hold on to the negative emotions. There's green here in this card, which to me relates to the heart chakra, holding on to, whether it be anger or guilt or, being upset or whatever it might be. Those negative lower vibrational emotions need that emerald green light of Archangel Raphael to bring healing and forgiveness to yourself and all concerned. and just kind of release that and let that go. All right, let's pick the deck up again. Let's see here, and we're gonna look for the special message now for the blue Chalcedony people. Taking a deep breath. Blue Chalcedony, blue Chalcedony. What's the message for blue Chalcedony people? I'm waiting for a card to jump out at me or feel like it wants to be chosen, and this one here on my finger to me is wanting to come out. We have nourishment. Let me take a look here at this card. I've never picked this card for myself before. So nourishment, it looks like this person has like a gold watch on a chain here. She's got gold at her heart chakra. She's got gold above her crown chakra. So I feel like this is saying we need to nourish with that golden white light of God Source Energy Universe. We want to bring it in through the crown chakra. We want to bring it down through all of our chakras with a stop at the heart chakra, nourishing the heart chakra with that healing golden white light energy. We want to even bring it down through our hands, through our fingers, and perhaps bring healing to ourselves. Maybe you do Reiki or some other sort of hands-on healing. Maybe you want to do that on yourself. Maybe you want to do that with other people. The fact that she's got a stopwatch to me also means that there's a time period involved here. So there's something about timing of something, nourishing a project, nourishing an idea, nourishing, something that you're maybe been working on to bring out into the open that maybe isn't quite done yet or finished yet. So I feel like that stopwatch is saying there's an amount of time here that has to pass, so have patience. It's okay, everything's in divine timing here with this. And everything is going to unfold exactly as it should be. This person has a big smile on her face, so you can be self-assured that your angels and guides are assisting you on that spiritual realm with all that wonderful golden white light that's occurring. Be in your heart chakra. That to me is what stands out the most, is that golden light at the heart chakra. Be in that heart chakra, your heart chakra. Exude that unconditional love and peace and compassion and healing, both towards yourself, that nourishment towards yourself, and also other people, and also, again, any kind of project or situation that you might be working on or towards, as you bring through that nourishing energy from the spiritual realm, and you have that sense of patience and that allowing for divine timing, everything's going to unfold in a very beautiful way for you. All right, let's look at the special message card for those that chose the purple sugilite. Okay, purple sugilite people. Special message for sugilite people. Special message for sugilite people. Okay, this one on the bottom, as I shuffled that, wants to come out. So we want to call this, whoops, I almost dropped all the deck on the floor. This one is Journey. This is a beautiful card. I love this card. So I feel like you're going on a journey. Now, obviously, a lot of us are sequestered to home, and a lot of us are not doing a lot of traveling. I feel like this is about a spiritual journey. That's what I heard when I first turned this over, is that you're going on a spiritual journey. You're having a higher spiritual awareness. You're maybe having some active dreams, maybe active visions during your meditation time. Maybe if you're getting out into nature, which I highly suggest with the mountains here. There is a road here, kind of winding and twisting through the mountainside. So when our travel restrictions kind of ease up, there might be some sort of a vacation getaway, a trip, something. Maybe you've had to put it on hold, and maybe that was something that you already had in the works. If it wasn't, I feel like kind of putting that in your calendar, basically, again, for when we are able to kind of get out and about, whenever that might be. But at the very least, this is about going on a spiritual journey. Your soul is raising in its vibration. With, all that's been happening and more time to kind of devote to our self-healing, our evolution and growth as a soul, Hopefully, those of you that chose the Sujolite have been kind of fostering that spiritual magic within yourself, fostering that spiritual growth and evolution in some way, shape, or form. And again, pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your visualizations, pay attention to the aha moments or the ideas that kind of come, because the universe, your angels and guides, are kind of taking you on this spiritual journey and giving you further information, further clarification, further ideas of what's needed as far as this next step on this journey of life that you're taking, the next step on your path that you're taking. And there might be some hills to traverse, there might be some challenges to move over here, but all in all, they're saying the journey, it's not the end destination. It's like one of those things that we often hear. It's not the end destination, but it's the journey towards whatever your goal is. The journey might be fraught with twists and turns, but look at those twists and turns not as challenges, but as excitement and as adventure and opportunities and new things to experience. And I feel like this is what the message of this card is for you. So I hope everyone, I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. I send you all lots of love and light, and I send you much healing energy as we're moving through this time together as one collective, as one humanity. Sending you all many angel blessings, everyone. Take care.